Plan resource management is the process of defining how to estimate, acquire, manage, and use team and physical resources. The key benefit of this process is that it establishes the approach and level of management effort needed for managing project resources based on the type and complexity of the project. This process is performed once or at predefined points in the project. Resource planning is used to determine and identify an approach to ensure that sufficient resources are available for the successful completion of the project. Project resources may include team members, supplies, materials, equipment, services, and facilities. Effective resource planning should consider and plan for the availability of or competition for scarce resources. Those resources can be obtained from the organization's internal assets or from outside the organization through a procurement process. Other projects may be competing for the same resources required for the project at the same time and location. This may significantly impact project costs, schedules, risks, quality, and other project areas. In this lecture, we will be discussing the inputs to the process of plan resource management that are the project charter, components of project management plan like quality management plan and scope baseline, project documents like project schedule, requirements documentation, risk register and stakeholders register, enterprise environmental factors and organizational process assets. Let's discuss them briefly. The project charter provides the high-level project description and requirements. It also has the key stakeholder list, summary milestones, and pre-approved financial resources that may influence the resource management of the project. Project management plan components include quality management plan and scope baseline. The quality management plan helps define the level of resources that will be required to achieve and maintain the defined level of quality and achieve the metrics for the project. The scope baseline identifies the deliverables that drive the types and quantities of resources that will need to be managed. Project documents that can be considered as inputs for this process include project schedule, requirements documentation, risk register, and stakeholders register. The project schedule shows the timeline for needed resources. The requirements will dictate the type and amount of resources needed for the project and may influence how they are managed. The risk register contains information on threats and opportunities that may impact resource planning. The stakeholder register aids in identifying those stakeholders who have a particular interest in or an impact on resources needed for the project. It also helps to identify stakeholders who can influence the use of one kind of resource over another. The enterprise environmental factors that can influence the plan resource management include organizational culture and structure, geographic distribution of facilities and resources, existing resources, competencies, and availability, marketplace conditions. The organizational process assets that can influence the plan resource management include human resource policies and procedures, physical resource management policies and procedures, safety policies, security policies, templates for the resource management plan, and historical information for similar projects